Thank you for joining us here on the Eagle Eye Network. We're here at Conwell Egan High School as Interborough High School gets ready to take on Conwell Egan. I'm Dan Connor. I'll be joined in just a little bit with Tucker Cook. The rain's beginning to fall here at Conwell Egan, and with that, we are forced to change this broadcast to a radio broadcast in order to protect the new equipment that was brought out to us. As long as it remains a drizzle here, we will continue to broadcast throughout this afternoon. However, if the weather should pick up at any point in time, we may have to call it at a point in the game. We are about 5 minutes. back here on your Eagle Eye Network here at Conwell Egan High School. Again, it is Conwell Egan taking over Interboro High School in the rain beginning to fall, forcing us to a radio broadcast here this afternoon. So, Tuck, you're a soccer player. You play out in all kinds of weather. How does rain affect a game like this?
Rain makes everything more complicated. You know, the ground's slick. If you're playing with a ball, the ball's slick, the ball's wet. You know, very unfortunate circumstances to come out here and play in the rain, especially with some cold and some wind. But me personally, I love playing in the rain because I feel like it always gave me that advantage over the people who didn't want to. So, all in all, I think it's going to be a good game. And, yeah.
All right, are there any benefits playing in the rain? Is there anything that you're able to do differently that maybe you can't do on a bright and sunny day here?
Maybe in a sport like lacrosse, really showcase your offense's communication and ability to, you know, swing the ball around to each other and take good shots and not just wing the ball at net trying to score.
Oh yeah, I mean, it definitely forces you to take that good shots. It makes you be a little bit more careful and allows you to really get something going. So both teams at the center of the field now will pause for our prayer. Hi, opening face-off ready and underway here. It'll be Shane Morrow in net for Conwell Egan this afternoon. Well, unfortunately, we do not have names for Interboro High School as not all teams are able to provide you with a roster beforehand, and they are 12-minute quarters here. And we are underway. Possession here for Interboro, but they quickly lose it, and it's given up there to Toledo. Toledo spins around the defenseman on the outside, but then he's eventually checked off the ball and it's kicked out of bounds. This coming out on Egan. So 11:47 to go with the first whistle now. It'll be played in from the far side, just to the right of the Conwell Egan bench. It is Interboro High School moving up quickly with it along the near way. And Conwell Egan's Toledo allowing him a little bit of room is the corresponding number 2 for the opposite team. This one sent back out in the center part. Number 5 with it. He sends it over the far way. He gathers and then gives it right back. Down to 11:25 here. It's brought along down to the near side to the men in black wearing 2 on his back. He just throws the ball back over, and it's a casual pass around here for Interboro High School at the moment. They continue to take control. They're just out in front of the CEC, and now they're moving up now. They're getting into the crease area. They send a shot, and it finds its way in the back of the net. It is 11-2. So a slow-paced game here in Conwell Egan Talk, really allowing Interboro to move up with it. Their defense much more lax right now. What do they need to do different to get rid of this 1-0 deficit?
After enough passes that eventually they move the shot.
All right, definitely ended on a good shot. And a 1-0 with 10:59 to go. Here's Conwell Egan with possession of the ball now. Egan looking there, waiting. It is in the hands there of a ball. Let's move it up now to the far way. Here comes pass back behind the net now. Gathering and holding there is Egan. They have Patrick Haney now along the near side. Haney giving it right back now to Balger. Balger waiting. Dishes it off there to Ailing. Ailing sends it along now. It's into the hands there of Egan over at the far way. They dance around one player, no moving up with it now. And they get into the side area to bounce one through that goes past, but it's got her back behind the net, set her back out in front. A hard check right there to the right of the goal. That one against Gaspari, as Gaspari went down, but he's able to get back up and still has control of the ball. Gaspari into the far corner, loses it there as the ball's rolling around out on the turf there, and eventually a whistle blown from back behind the play to stop the clock here at 9:56. 9:53 now. It is Conwell Egan still with possession. They're down one after an early goal here by Interboro High School. This one sent along down to the far away. It is Gaspari with it in the corner. He has it knocked away from him. He's having a little bit of trouble controlling that one. Interboro High School able to gain control now, but they lose it back out. And it's eventually brought along to the near side, trying to get it there to Balger. But Balger has it intercepted by number 18 for the opposite end, but then it's eventually knocked away from him, and Balger able to get her out at center field. And then it says it comes back, and that's going to allow Interboro to move back out with it the other way. 9:23 to go, first quarter play. 1-0 is our score. As Interboro with it, they're giving a lot of directions down the opposite end. They're back in the X, trying to get a wraparound shot, but forced back further is number 16. And then eventually it's ladled back out, and then it's blocked aside there off of number 22, and that one off of Ailing, who was able to get stick on stick and knock the ball loose. Gathering and controlling now is Interboro High School. They brought it back out. They're going to race back in to the zone now, having control, keeping it together as they go down on one as the turf's becoming just a little bit more slick now as the rain continues to fall. This one over the far way now. Conwell Egan races across the center part of the turf. It is Ailing with it. Ailing passes it along. It's right down in front and shot and score. That one off of Kutchner there with 8:25 to go. A flag is down, though, back behind the play. And we'll see if that one comes back. It appears that they will keep the score at 1-1 right now. So Conwell Egan able to tie this one up quick. Talk, what did they do good during that drive there?
I think a great display of confidence in their own ability there. I think, Elling able to carry the ball from a third of the field back in his own zone to basically up at the net, where he's able to make a dump off pass to another dump off pass, which results in a good look on net. And I think it's really good to see the Eagles this well synced on offense. And as long as our defense stays aggressive and on the ball, we should be good.
Confidence is definitely key here in this game as Morrow knocks another one away after a few key shots coming off of the goal. 8 minutes to go. Running up with the ball there now is Andrew Haney. Haney along to the near side controlling it. He cradles it, then fires it along, trying to get it off to his brother Patrick, but it's eventually into the stick there. Kutchner. Kutchner holding. He's going to give directions as Conwell Egan's going to go off on a change. We see Nuzzy and Toledo go off, and this one sent over there now by Kutchner and in to the hands there of number 11 for Conwell Egan, and that is Balger. Balger waiting, trying to get around a player. He fires it across there to Logan Purate. Purate waiting. He's going up there to far side. He's going to send it just to the left of the goaltender, but it's gathered there by Gaspari. Gaspari takes it back out to the X, fires it back over, and then it's a battle for the ball as that one came loose on the pass. It's rolled back out in front of the net, and Interboro High School able to pick it up off the turf and move up with it now. It is number 9 with it for Interboro High School with 7 minutes to go. This one kicked along. Trying to gather there and hold is Conwell Egan, but the ball just bounced around, and then it's eventually into the stick of the men in black. Moving up with along now to the near way, then they slow it down, and we have a whistle, and it appears that a timeout is called. So with that timeout, we'll take a quick timeout here on your Eagle Eye Network with 6:45 to go in the first quarter. 6:45 to go here. 1-1 is our score. It will be Interboro High School with control of the ball after the timeout there by Conwell Egan. Interboro High School with the ball now. And moving up there with it is Interboro now with 6:35 to go. Dancing around out in front and then eventually moving in. Conwell Egan right there for the defense, forces Interboro over from the near side to the far side of the field. They get this back out in the middle, and Morrow able to take a bouncing shot into his stick and then send it back over the far way there now to Taleo. Taleo with the ball just out in front of his net there, and a whistle over the far side of the field with 6:13 to go here in the first quarter. 6:03 to go. Moving up there with the ball. Now is Interboro over on the far side. They're trying to find an open lane. Conwell Egan clogging this middle, forcing them back behind the net. It is number 2 with it. Defending him is Balger. And then Balger forcing him out to the left side. They try to come out the middle. The weird angle shot bounces off the side of the net, back and out of play. 5:42 to go. Interboro going to play it in now from the far side. Interboro bounces this one along. Falling down there is number 22. And then Conwell Egan able to gain control and move up with it. They ladle this one along there now to Patrick Haney. Haney having a hard time gathering off the turf. And then a stoppage of play. And they're going to say that it was a technical foul against number 18. And Haney is going to gain control of the ball here. Haney quickly dishes this one back in to Balger. Balger. Let's rotate and the stick is there as he tries to find open lane. He dashes it along to the right side now. He's moving up with it. Sends it to the far side. Here's his shot that's kicked aside and then held by the goaltender with 4:58 to go. So we talked about the rain out. It might be a factor here. Talking the wind's starting to pick up. It's starting to get a little bit colder. And right now you see both teams struggling to get a little bit of momentum out here on the turf. What do both teams need to do to put their team at the advantage?
I think to put themselves at an advantage, each team needs to try to slow their pace down a little bit and kind of understand that they can't control the weather, and the weather of this game is kind of going to control them, and they kind of just have to play along with the weather and just stay resilient and keep shooting at the goal.
And I think the more balls that you put on goal here, the more likelihood it is that you get one in. Here was one pass right up by Egan, right out in front, and there's a quick shot that comes off that's kicked aside, and not believing it there was Kutzner as he had that wide open net, and a good save there by Interboro. Number 2 now for Interboro, moving up now with the other way. They enter into Conwell Egan's half. He moves up with it. He's defended hard. He sends this one in. That one hit off the arm. There's Shane Morrow and out of play. So 4 minutes to go. Morrow allowing one in after having 17 saves in his last game and eventually getting the player of the game in that one as he fills in for Mike Saggs, who is out of the lineup this afternoon. This one will be transferred over to Conwell Egan now as Interboro High School failed to move the ball. 3:56 to go. There's the restart of the clock here in the first quarter. That one hit from behind. It could have been a penalty, but no, say the referees. Interboro able to gather. They fired in on goal, and that one gets past Morrow, and it becomes a 2-1 game. So on a controversial play there, where it definitely looked like a cross-checking foul, the referees allowed them to play on, and eventually it leads to a 2-1 game here with 3:47 to go in the first quarter. Conwell Egan looking for that slashing foul. They did make the argument there, but they are unable to get it. We play on. They trail by 1 with 3:40 to go. It is Interboro moving up with it now along the near side. They just cross into Conwell Egan's and they're being defended well there by Toledo. They dish this one up into the corner there to number 22. Poke at it there by Egan, but that one's allowed to be passed back behind the net where Interboro struggles to gather and then has to come back along now to the near side. They're moving up with it now. They're going to come back towards the center portion of the turf. They're waiting, trying to have that one knocked away there was Andrew Haney as he continues to follow number 5 across the turf and eventually pushes him back further out to the face-off zone. 3 minutes to go. Number 9 moving up with it now along the near side. He enters into the crease area and then fires this ball back out. And then it rolls around on the turf. And Interboro High School able to gather and fire this one in with 2:52 to go. 3-1 our score. A little bit of disorganized defense for Conwell Egan after the last 2 goals here. Conwell Egan with control now. And waiting and holding there is Nuzzy, but that's intercepted and moving back down the other way is Interboro. Nuzzy gives one good whack at his stick. Hand is up, but no foul call here as Interboro continues to move up with the ball. It's number 6 with it. Giving defense there now is Fusco as he forces the ball back out through center, but number 16 is able to gain control. Moving it with it now is 13. He's right there out in front of Shane Morrow. Hard check there to block him aside, and that one is not going to go. It allows Morrow to gain control as Egan moves up along the far side. Falling down over the far way there are the Eagles, and that allows Interboro to get up with it. Interboro passes this one along now to the far way. They eventually dance back in, waiting and holding and spinning as number 4. Forces this one into the corner. They're coming back out. They try to center this one back out in front. And they do to number 16 with 1:52 to go. Interboro High School is slowing a few things down now with 1:50. They lead right now by 2. And Conwell Egan looking to find some kind of answer to the defense as Interboro is able to dance in relatively easily as they now position themselves back behind the net rather, in the X mark. Moving to the far side, 90 seconds to go. A weird angle shot slides all the way through. It's blocked back behind the net there by Egan. It allows Interboro there to gather back out over the far side or trying that wraparound angle again. And eventually goes down and another flag is thrown here.
I see Egan defense really having a problem with number 4, Doc. What do you, if you're Egan, if you're the Eagles, what do you think defensively you're doing the game plan for number 4 coming through the turf like that every time?
So I think you need to close up the room that you're giving them right now. Right now, we see that they're giving number 4 an open space, which allows him to easily move in. He's finding those key areas and able to position himself in a way that allows Interboro to really get those open shots, as we just see another one there. So I think, maybe double teaming him a little bit, maybe clogging up his zone, and hopefully you put a little bit of a slower stop there. The penalty was against number 23 for Conwell Egan, and we apologize. We had name cards, but as the rain continues to fall, even with the plastic over it, some of those names are washing away, and we're trying to pull it up here on our cell phones as that one was sent over to the far side. It's right back out now to Conwell Egan. This one skips in. Patrick Haney going to rush towards the net as that one was bounced in by Kuchner, and Egan still down by a player for the next 25 seconds. This one's just rolled around here at the center portion of the turf. Number 6, Curiel, able to gather, and then offsides called, and it'll push the ball back now the opposite direction. So offsides called here with 34 seconds. And moving up there with the ball there now is number 9. 30 seconds to go. He sends along down to number 4. 4 takes a shot, passes it across, and then that one fired just between Morrow and the goalpost for the 4th goal of this quarter. So they scored the first. Conwell Egan able to come back and score another, and since then, it has been all Interboro High School. If you're going into the second quarter, Talk, what is your message as the coach?
Yeah, I think it's really important that, like you said, possibly throw a double team out there on number 4 whenever he's crossing through, trying to go behind the X, behind the net, or coming through the middle with the ball. Because number 4 has really been a big part of the Interborough show today. Because number 4, every time with the ball, he's such a valuable asset. You know, if you go out and double team him, he's going to swing across a pass across the middle. And 4 is a very dangerous player. I think the defense is what we really need to step up on in the second quarter.
I agree. I think that Conwell Egan definitely needs to watch the way they position themselves on the court. The way they position themselves out there on the turf as Interborough moving up with now it's number 16 with it. He's racing towards the net. Another wide open. Gets another shot off there that finds its way back. And that will pass to Morrow again. It is 5-1 with 13 and a half seconds. And you really can't fault Morrow there. As just said, you have to. We already see Egan taking off sides. And off sides is just the way that you have your guys positioned on the court. You have to have so many in the area of the turf at a certain point in time. And we failed to see Egan do that. And then here with that 5th goal of the game, the defense for Egan really just allowing Interborough High School to walk in and to get the 5th goal here in the first quarter. 9 seconds to go. The ball bouncing around. Conwell Egan content with just trying to control enough to allow this one to go into the second quarter. And that's what they'll do. So as the buzzer sounds, it is a final score of 5-1 here in this first quarter of play. Conwell Egan needs to regroup so they get themselves back on top as we head into the second. Back here, the start of the second quarter. Conwell, you get down 5-1. If you were watching the game, it'll be moving from left to right on your screen. At this time, we'd like to thank some of our sponsors for Spirit Night: Curly's Chick-fil-A, Raising Cane's, and Giovanni Pickles. We appreciate their continued support throughout the years here at Conwell Egan, and we will have some more shout-outs to other sponsors in just a little bit. The broadcasting team that would like to give another shout-out to the CEC Sports Hall of Fame and thanking them for their continued support of us and giving us this brand new equipment. So we thank you, and we promise it is well under wraps here as the rain does continue to fall. Interborough High School is moving up with the ball now. There's number 16 with it. Number 16 has it along the far side. He's going to wait and give some direction out there. Moving around is number 9 along the near way. He gets it and then cradles the ball and then comes back out and standing on top of the eagle head head, just to give you a visual out there where he is on the turf. This one brought aside. He gets a check there, and a nice disruption there by Conwell Egan to disrupt the play, and that was to Leo. But the ball rolls around along the near side, just to the left of us. And moving up there with it now is number 2. He's left it in it now. Mario ready. He's waiting. He tries to send it back. Gives it off there to number 16. It was deflected there along the way there from Fusco. Number 16 with this sends it across, but he ladles that one just a little too far of number 9, and eventually goes out over at the far side with 10:58 to go.
I will.
10:58 to go here. Moving up there with the ball is Interbauer. It is disrupted momentarily, but number 16 able to gather it. 10:51 to go. Waiting, holding, trying to bring it along near side. Furio Fusco putting up the pressure there, but it's able to be dished back off to number 9. And we saw number 4 in the first quarter have a lot of opening area, but it's number 9 this time around. Moving up now with it now is Fusco. Fusco just crosses the center mark. He moves up, sends this one along. Right out in front of the net, there's a fire by Conwell Egan that's kicked off the shins of the goaltender and sent back out with 10:22. And then a whistle over at the far side with 10:18 to go here in this second quarter. And this would be a timeout, and with that timeout, we'll take a timeout here on your Eagle Eye Network. Back here in your Eagle Eye Network, second quarter, 10:18 to go here in the second quarter with 5-1 our score.
Story of this game really so far for the Conwell League and Eagles has been missed shots and kind of poorly played defense because, as me and Doc both saw, we had plenty of shots right in the opening kind of beginning area in front of the net, and we just weren't able to capitalize. Passes were coming into open players, and we were just dropping the ball. So I think remainder of the game, Egan really needs to focus on catching those passes and putting up good shots at the net.
Right, Tucker, you talked about a little bit about too many passes. If they just took the pass and shot on the net, that it possibly would have been a goal. Number 2 down back behind the play after a slash, and he is injured. So he's down on the turf, 9:56 to go. With that, we'll take another break here on your Eagle Eye Network. All right, 9:56. Toledo is up. He's going to go off. We'll take a rest here. And we appreciate, again, all of your support and different things that we're able to do now thanks to new equipment and stuff and a lot more experience from some of our broadcasters is to add some of these commercials. But unfortunately, today, with the rain and even this being radio, we are unable to add a lot of those commercials in between the downtimes. So we did see a slashing call, and it's going to be a 2-minute penalty for Interboro High School. So they'll be down the man for the next 2 minutes. Conwell Egan just to the left of the goaltender. Again, another too many pass opportunity as that shot that eventually came on goal went through 3 different players before it got to them. Moving out there with it now is Conwell Egan to the far side. It is number 23 with it. He's one of our names that washed away, and I do apologize for not having that entire roster memorized. He'll pass up, will get himself back out on defense, and holding the ball there now is Bulger. Bulger waiting. He's to the left of the goaltender, passes it up further, and it's brought back out a little bit deeper away from the goaltender there to Kuchner, and then Kuchner passes along down the near side to Patrick Haney, who has trouble keeping that one in his stick, and then it's eventually battled for it back down on the turf. Haney unable to gain control, but that's eventually scooped there now by Ailing, and then Ailing sends it forward. This one fired all the way across on the near side to the far side, but nobody home there for Conwell Egan, and that ball will go out and allow Interboro to move up with it the other way. So brought back in by Edinburgh High School at the far side. Couple of whacks of the sticks there. Eventually knocks the balls loose. And then it's given into the hands there of number 4, Gaspari. It's passed up. Gaspari sends it back out. And it is into the stick there now of Bulger. Bulger waiting. Dancing on the one area. Center at the far side. Moving up there with it is Conwell Egan. They're waiting. Gives it back off there. Now to Logan Prate. Prate looking. Fires this one all the way through. But it's going to go out over the near way. Egan with it, as that one went out on a deflection. Egan trying to gather 8:15 to go. It's down on the turf. Both teams continue to battle for it to the left of the goaltender. It's eventually gathered there by Egan and brought back out. This one fired over into the middle. Gaspari takes a shot on goal that's saved. A nice save there by the goaltender as that one was down and skipping in with 8 minutes to go here. And just like that, we're back to even strength lacrosse. That one skipped along. Moving ahead there now. It is Conwell Egan with it. Conwell Egan dancing in with 7:44. They're trailed by 4 right now. It's a 5-1 game. This will brought along down to the near side. Is Gaspari with it. Gaspari waiting, cradling the ball. He's looking. He flicks it ahead now. Give it off there to Kuchner, who flicks it over to the far side into the stick there of Bulger. Bulger waiting, looking, giving some direction. Gives it off here now to Ailing. Ailing gives it along the near side there to Prairie. This one fired up into the corner, waiting and holding, and then eventually brought back down the near side, dancing around one player and moving in. It is Gaspari with it. Gaspari backpedaling along as he's taking a couple whacks from Interboro High School. He gets out of danger, fires it across, ball back out in the middle. Gaspari calling it back forward, but he still has the men in black surrounding him as he will go up and position himself just to the right of the goaltender. Moving up with the ball along on the other side is Egan. The turf is slippery as a shot comes off as a player was falling down, and an easy save there with 6:45 to go. Moving up now around with it is Interboro, number 2 with the ball. A body check there, and then eventually this one knocked out, and the ball is in Interboro's control still. Interboro moving in with it now. It's number 2, 6:30. Dancing around one player, fired it along. Holding there is number 16. He takes a couple whacks, backpedals, moves ahead, sidearms this one along as he races towards the net, and it gets right back out in front. And a shot comes off, and it finds its way in. So a sidearm pass. He's able to move up further, and another goes by here for a 6-1 deficit for Conwell Egan. All right, Talk. So you mentioned at the start of the broadcast, first time kind of sitting down and actually broadcasting a lacrosse game. What do you think so far?
I think it's interesting. I think it's a very fun sport. A little hard to pick up on from sitting over here at the table, but I'm kind of getting it. I enjoying it. A little lost still, but I'm having fun.
So I'll tell you, I broadcast lacrosse, worked for the National Lacrosse League for probably about 4 or 5 years. And I think it took me about three to finally get every single rule, to understand every single play, and understand really why each team did what they did. So it's definitely a learning sport, and a sport that has become popular right now among these young athletes. It's not a sport that I had when I was in high school. Definitely a sport I probably would have played in addition to baseball, but it just wasn't something that was offered. Nuzzy trying to get a pass along, but that went in and out of his stick, and that allows number 16 to come up with it now the other way. 16 has it over at the far side, taking a whack there. It appears to be Logan Parade, number 20, as this one fired ahead now. Number two with it at the far side. Parade kind of just looking around to see where the ball is. Number two, again, easily able to move in with it as Conwell Egan's really not clogging out their defensive end. Brought along down to the near side, just to the left of the goaltender. They center this one out in front, trying to get a one-shot pass along, but that one doesn't go as it was not fully controlled. Conwell Egan kind of just tapping the ball ahead and now able to gain control as they move up with it. This one sent along to the far way. Here comes a shot right out front of the goaltender. This one ball on the other side. There's a shot and score. That one there off of Gaspari, and it's 6-2 with 4:59 to go.
There, you finally see our Conwell Egan Eagles capitalizing off of a push down into the defensive zone. Finally able to connect a couple passes together, and kind of thought we lost it there on that hesitation to shoot by number 4, but that second pass turned out to be a good idea, and we were able to sink one in the back of the net.
Yeah, we haven't seen Edinburgh High School hesitate to shoot much today, and that probably right now has been their only error in this game. Face off one here by Interboro momentarily before the ball is going to come back the other way on a whistle after a little bit of a misplay. Now Conwell Egan's going to gain control. Egan with the ball. They fire this one along, giving it there to Gaspari. Gaspari has it along down in the near side. Andrew Haney is going to go off on the change with 4:40 to go. Gaspari is going to wait for that change as he slowly flicks this one out through center and all the way across, so that it's dished over to the far side once more. Conwell Egan still going off on that slow change. They seem to have everything settled now as they're able to get themselves in position and quietly move up. Aidling on, Haney off. And sidestepping along the way there is Balger. Balger sidestepping along to the far side. He's moving up with it. Patrick Haney was open, but he elects not to go to him and passes up further. But Conwell Egan brings it back out. Egan sends it across the left of the goaltender. There's a shot and another score. So back-to-back goals for Conwell Egan. And a slower offensive pace here may be the key to their success late in this first half. So Conwell Egan had plenty of opportunities to pass the ball in different areas. They elected to kind of move a little bit slower, eventually opening up a offensive opportunity and putting themselves within 3. On the face-off, it was Interboro that gained control momentarily, but Nuzzy with a slash on the stick knocked the ball out, but then Interboro is able to gain control again. They have it over at the far side, 3:44 to go. Interboro moving up with it. They have it in the crease area. Morrow down to a knee, gets the stick up and blocks it with 3:58. 6-3 is our score. Morrow talking to him today throughout class, not too nervous, but a little worried about getting that start here. Felt like there was a lot of pressure on him, and even with those 6 goals thus far in this game, he is doing a decent job. Here's a shot going towards the net by Egan that rings wide, and now the play. Egan plays it back in now with 3:15 to go. Egan just to the left of the goaltender. They take a weird angle shot that forces it back behind the net. Getting control there are the Eagles. Eagles send it back out in front of Logan Parade. Parade looking, dishes this one along. It is into the stick there, Gaspari. Gaspari holding, fires a little to the far side, giving it appeared to be Patrick Haney there, but at a little great distance, we can't really tell. And it does look like it's actually Kutcher. Kutcher sends it back out, and then it's quickly sent along to Parade, who fires this one along to the right side of the net. Conwell Egan trying to go in. Skipping area was Gaspari, and it's eventually set back out in front. Fired that one just high and over the crossbar. That one off the stick there. Balger with 2:37 to go. Moving along there now, waiting, holding is Egan. They give it out to Logan Parade with 2.5 minutes. Logan Parade sends it over to the far side. Here comes a long shot. That's blocked as the goaltender goes down to a knee, gets his stick in the way, and it allows them to keep this at a 6-3 gain. The ball skipping around there now as the goaltender came out and lost it, but no damage is done as Interboro High School is able to gain control before Conwell Egan is able to grab it real quick off the turf and then fire it, but that's going to go wide. And it should be possession of Eagles, and it is here. So it's sent back out. I would say about 30 feet away from the goaltender, just to his right, with 1:54 to go. So ball along to the near side. Logan Parade with it. Parade sends it up further. It's going off there to Gaspari. Gaspari looking, gives it right back to Parade, who's waiting and then fires along down there to the far side. Moving up with the ball and scooping it is number 11. It is Balger with it. Balger looking and waiting now. Balger moving up, fires this one towards the net, but that one seen all the way to goaltender as we push down to the 1 minute and 20-second mark. Logan Prate with it now. Prate has it. Fires it along the near side. And waiting there is Gaspari with it. Gaspari moving over. Gaspari firing this one across the middle. Taking a hard check there was Balger as Interbro is showing their frustration. But Balger still has it. Moving up with it. He's double defended there, knocked down as the ball comes loose down to the final minute to play here in the first half. It is sent back over. Interbro moving up with it there on the far side. They're dancing in now. They're going to cross over into Conwell Egan's end down to the final 50 seconds here in this second quarter. Moving along there with it. And that one kicked away. And eventually it's brought back up now by Conwell Egan. They send a long pass up that goes from one end to the other. And they stop it to play with 37 seconds at that as that ball just skipped out over the far side. Thirty seconds to go. Interborough in control. Number 16 with it. He's had himself a little bit of room today, but unable to capitalize on that. 16 is your long midi here this afternoon. Some brought over, handed off there to number 5. Number 5 just to the right of Morrow. He's going to try to go back behind the net, but able to block him momentarily there is Egan, but then he's eventually able to come back out the other side, but then loses the ball down on the turf with 5 seconds to go. Moving up there with it is Egan. They're going to have to move fast, and unfortunately, they're not going to be able to get a shot off here, as that is the end of the first half. So at the end of the first half, we see Conwell Egan trailing by 3. We'll take a break during this 10-minute halftime, and we come back. We'll have your second half action here on your Eagle Eye Network. I'm kidding. Back here in your Eagle Eye Network, just get ready to start this second half. Dan Connor here, joined with Tucker Cook. Tuck, it's definitely getting a little bit colder out here. Egan down by 3. What do they need to do to get themselves back into this game?
I think we need to stay focused on defense. I think we did a good job after most of those initial goals came through in the first quarter to stay on top of it and kind of be more playing our game and not letting them control how our defense plays. And need to stay on it offensively. Put 2 more goals on them, but we can't let up because we still have a 3-score lead to claw back from.
We definitely do, and Egan's going to move from right to left if you were watching on your television screen. Egan is going to kick the ball there along. Moving up with it now is Andrew Haney. Haney has this one knocked away. Sorry there, Tuck, as I knocked your tablet there off the table with 11:45 to go here. It is Conwell Egan that allows this one to get away from them, and now number 2 enters it into Egan end. He tries to give it off to 13. He's eventually able to do so. 13 sends a shot towards Morrow that's able to be held with 11:30 to go. And if you look here compared to other games, we see Conwell Egan a little bit off this afternoon. They don't seem to be as fast. They don't seem to be connecting as many passes as they normally have. And with that, they seem to be having a little bit of trouble moving the ball. Number 9 gains control there. He passes it up. Here's a shot that finds its way into the back of the net. It is 7-3 now with 11:18 to go. So, Talk, we see Shane Morrow, not normally our starting goaltender, but he is filling in here this afternoon and doing a good job considering, even with a 7-3 lead, Egan allowing Conwell Egan allowing Interbauer to move in a number of different ways. How difficult is it for a player in any sport to come off the bench, maybe a little bit rusty, and get out there and really to secure a top-notch game?
Yeah, it's always rough to come off the bench or here in a high school situation and Shane spot a JV position and be expected and called upon to start for the varsity team and to hold your own. Especially Shane, I believe, is a freshman on this field. I think one of few on the entire field, but like you said, Con, he is doing a exceptionally decent job. It just looks like he's not confident back there. Every time someone scores on him, it seems like his whole demeanor and body language kind of just his attitude's kind of giving up on him. And I think if he keeps his head in the game and gets himself in front of 1 or 2 shots, I don't think we could see many more goals scored by our opponent.
All right, we'll go back to that confident key in a little bit because I think that's something that we talk about a lot, whether it's in the classroom academically or out here on one of the sports fields. Conwell Egan would control the ball back behind the X now. They have it. They send it along the near side to Patrick Haney. Haney able to gain that one clearly, and then ladles it along there to Balger. Balger cradles this one in his net, flicks it along there to Logan Parate. Parate with it, sends it out to the far way. It's eventually brought back out now there by Gaspari. Gaspari has to give it back to Parate as he was in danger. The Parate sends it along down to the near side. Holding and waiting there is Egan, passing it up and trying to get it into the stick there of the running Kutch there, but it gets past him to the left of the net, and then Patrick Cheney trying to gather the ball, but it's eventually sent back out. So go back to that confidence thing real quick. So we talk about confidence, we talk about being a confident player. When you get inside your own head, we know it affects a player greatly. But let's say either for you personally or a player, what part of the game does it affect the most?
Yeah, as much as it affects yourself and your own gameplay, I think it also does wear off on your team and your coaches because, if you're in Shane's position, if you've already let up a good amount of goals and you don't look confident, you don't look like, you could come out there and still hold your own for the rest of the game, you kind of give the coaches a sense of doubt whether you can handle yourself back there. And, of course, we hope that's not the case, but Shane does definitely need to pick his head up and be more confident on himself.
Right, I definitely think picking your head up and get out of this idea of, hey, I'm kind of new to varsity, I'm new to the game, and because you're doing a great job. You're doing a great job out there, and we can't say much more about that. As this would send in just the right of Shane there as number 13 with controls. The wind picks up here. Set back out to number 2. Number 2 sends it back behind the net, waiting and holding. It's brought back over to the near side now to number 2 again. Is 13 let that one go all the way through. 2 waiting. He's being checked along there by Furio Fusco's. Number 2 slips on the slick turf out there, and then the ball eventually knocked out by Furio with 8:47 to go here in the third. Spinning away, sending it over to the far side. 2 with it. 2 fires this one towards Amaro, and he's able to gather that one through traffic. So a player that, seemed to be down momentarily, he hopped right back up with that confident look on him as this ball is thrown ahead as Conwell Egan it battles for it out through center. Conwell Egan with the ball now. It goes out on Interbeller over the far side. It did look like it went out on Andrew Haney, but no, says the referee, as Andrew's able to pick it back up and bring it back in. Side of the hands, this one along to Logan Parate. Parate tries to give it along there now to Balker, but it goes in and out of his stick, and that allows Patrick Haney to try to defend number 22, who's moving up now to the near side. Patrick gives a good whack there, but misses the stick and unable to disrupt the play, but then disrupted it back behind. There was Ailing, and then we'll have a timeout here at 7:50 to go. And with that timeout, we'll take a timeout here on your Eagle Eye Network. Back here on your Eagle Eye Network, Dan Connor here along with Tucker Cook, 7-3. Egan still trailing with 7:50 to go here in the third quarter.
Vincent Tulio, we seen go out in the first quarter after a slashing hit in which he fell to the ground. We are still not seeing him come back in or even put his gear back on him. I don't even think he has his pads on. Oh, yes, he does. He does have his pads on, but it doesn't look like Vincent is on track to come back in the game, at least this quarter. So, Con, how do you think that will affect our offense? Most definitely, but how do you think that'll affect the Eagles in these last two quarters?
Tulio, definitely a key player for this Conwell team. Not only does he get a lot of shots on net, but he passes the ball very well. So I think that is going to be a key factor. I did see him talking to Miss Regina, our athletic trainer, in between quarters, and they actually walked over to his parents, and it did not look well. Kutchner with it now. Kutchner going to send it across. It is into the stick of Nuzzy. Nuzzy passes this one along and gives it off to Gaspari. Gaspari waiting as Nuzzy pushes towards the net. Gaspari back out, gives this one along there to Balger, as Balger just cradles this one in his stick with 6:45 to go. Balger looking for that open lane, but a solid open lane as his team trails by 4. Balger dancing around one player, flips this one over his shoulder to Nuzzy. Nuzzy fires one and scores! 7-4 with 6:30 to go. What a play there by Nuzzy and Tuck. It seems that every time Egan slows their offense down, they're able to get a ball in the back of the net.
Yeah, I think that's mainly due to just I think we're calmer. I think when we're playing at that pace, I think we truly understand what we have to do, and we're not just rushing passes and trying to rush shots to maybe get a semi decent look. We're actually slowing the game down, looking for the looks that we want. And like you just said, every time we've been able to do that, we've put 4 balls in the back of the net. Nuzzy with a great shot.
Great shot there by Nuzzy with 6.5 minutes to go. He wins the faceoff and he's running up with it now, and he fires it across. He'll quickly go off on the change. There's a sidearm shot there by Balger as that one goes out back behind the net, but it's back in the Eagles' possession as they bring it back in. This one's sent along down to the near side, waiting and holding there is Kutchner. Kutchner looking. He's firing this one along down to the near side to Balger. Balger about 20 feet away from the net over the near side, and he dishes it back up, back behind the net there. But Conwell, you're going to come back up down the near side with it. This one fired across, waiting, holding. That one fired through traffic, but it hits a defender along the way. That one off the stick of Gaspari, and it's not going to go. Interboro moving up now. They cross into Egan's end with 5:48 to go here. It's number 18 with it. Number 18 fires this one along, and a sweeping block there by Shane Morrow with 5:43. And it looks like Shane a little bit more confident back there in between the pipes as his defense is helping him out a lot as they control these gaps that they did leave a little open towards the first half of the game. Loose ball on the near side, number 9 for Conwell Egan, able to scoop it up, but then it goes in and out of his stick, and then it's rolled along this blue line along the near side right out in front of us, and then gaining control there is Patrick Haney. Haney cradling this one. He flicks it along there to his brother, Andrew Haney, over at the far side. Andrew with it waiting, flicks it ahead there, gives it back to Haney. There's his shot, that one coming off the stick there, Gaspari, and it's 7-5, and just like that, Egan coming back with some motivation and a little bit of life back in them. Christopher Nuzzy back into the face-off circle for Conwell Egan. 5:06 to go is two down by 2. Face-off 1 there by Interboro High School, as they're going to move up with it with 4:58. Number 2 with it. He takes a check. The ball comes loose. Egan trying to get a hold of it, but it's flicked up in the air and it's bouncing around and eventually into the stick there of Furio Fusco. And then Fusco is going to have to stop here as Conwell Egan's going to take a wise timeout with 4:46 to go. And with that timeout, I'd like to give another shout out to some of our sponsors here. We'd like to thank Carrabba's and Ben Salem, Olive Garden in Oxford Valley, Champ's Pizza, Wawa, Anthony's Pizza, and Bailey's Bar and Grill. We thank you for your continued support here of Conwell Egan Catholic High School, and we'll take a quick break here on your Eagle Eye Network. Mississippi Ryan's broadcaster. Back here is 9:40 or 4:46 to go. Rather, let's not add any more time here on this cold day. Conwell Egan within 2 of tying this one up. They have control with it down the opposite end. It was Gaspari with the ball. Gaspari still holding as he fires this one along to the incomer of Ailing, who comes off the bench. Ailing sent it along to the near side there to Bulger. Bulger trying to find an open lane. Kutcher behind the net was calling for it, but he was not easily seen, and now he's covered. Dancing around one player, trying to get to the center portion of the turf. He's able to do so. He flings this one across, but it goes across from Patrick Haney and out. And a little frustration shown by Patrick out there. And again, another player that really can't get in his own head. You know, you have to shake off the mistakes, continue with the play of the game, and make sure that you don't put your team in a deficit, because by putting yourself, by knocking yourself on your mistakes, sometimes you're able to put yourself out of position, which could really hurt the team overall. It is Interboro High School with it now. They have it down at Conwell Egan's end. The ball bouncing around, able to gain control and knock this one away was Conwell Egan, but it just rolled across the turf and then trying to be knocked away by number 4. Here goes a flag with 3:34 to go. Play is going to continue. This one's going to be on Egan. Interboro High School moving with it up now. They're trying to fire this one towards the net, and it's going to go back and out of play with 3:22 to go. And we see it looks like a slashing call. So we see a slashing call here. 1 minute penalty. That one against 23 from Conwell Egan. Our vantage point is not the best when we see the referees, as we are away from the scorer's table. 3:20 to go. Ball played. Egan will have to be penalized for the next 50 seconds. Interboro High School with the ball now. They send it over to the far side. Interboro brings it back out now to number 16. Number 16, side one's along the way, but it's blocked aside as the ball is pushed back out to the CEC logo. Gathering there now is Interboro. It is number 5 with it. 5 dances this one up just to the left of Shane Morrow, but it goes all the way through past number 2, back out the opposite end, and that allows Conwell Egan now to gain the possession of the ball. Dancing in with it there now is Andrew Haney to the far side. He's stripped up. He goes down. He gets the ball up off the turf. He still has control. This one skipped ahead over at the far side. Trying to wait for it there and gather was number 4, Gaspari for Conwell Egan. He's able to gain control, but that takes a hard hit there, and a flag is going to come out from multiple areas as it appeared number 18. Really mowing Gaspari down, coming from a far way out, and really just tagging him down to the turf, something that you would see more in a football game. What do you think, Tuck?
Yeah, I love this sport. I'd have done the same thing, to be honest, but learning that that's a flag, I don't think I can do that anymore. But, you know, hope Gaspari's okay. Go play number 18.
Good play number 18. Definitely not something that you could do here. It was more or less of a football tackle. We have some time thrown up there. We see a minute for number 18, 30 seconds for number 2, 11 seconds for 23 for Conwell Egan. So we're trying to get everything working here. Referees say that they're ready.
And here we go.
And here we go. Looks like it stopped again.
Can you hear me if I talk? Because I can't hear you if you talk.
Holding the ball there now is Logan Parate. Parate Dishes over to the far side. It's eventually set back up there. Gathering a holding. This one flinged all the way across there now to Bulger. Bulger just to the left of the goaltender. He's going to come out. He has number one in front of him, but Bulger's going to let this center himself out. Bounces this one along. Finds its way in. 7-6. And Conwell Egan within one.
You heard the crowd behind that shot. I can't tell if it's the student section or parents, but people enticing Xander to shoot, and Xander finally gets his shot there, waving across the middle and lets one rip for a goal.
All right, so we saw Conwell Egan at one point down by 5. What has been the key thus far, Talk, for them climbing themselves back into this game?
Yeah, really, to me, the two biggest keys or biggest factors of this game have been two things that we mentioned multiple times. The confidence from the team over the last at least 6 to 7 minutes has been unmatched compared to the first two quarters. Excuse me. And we're playing with way better pace, and to me, it seems like we're playing with way more purpose rather than just trying to get off on the other team. We're really putting things into play on purpose, and as you can tell, it's been working out really good.
Andrew Haney tried to draw a foul over on the near side, but no, says the referee as he gets back up. And I agree, the pace of the game, the confidence has definitely been key in the past 6 or 7 minutes there, Talk. So a nice job by Conwell Egan. It's 126. Interborough High School has control of the ball as they dance through their own end. It is number 2 with it. He just crosses over now into Conwell Egan's end. He's hugging that blue line as he has control of the ball. He's trying to move closer to the net, but forcing him back outside and back behind his Egan. He falls down to a knee, quickly gets back up, fires this one off to number 22, but that one goes all the way through. And now it's Christopher Nuzzi with possession. Nuzzi, though, has this one knocked out of his stick, and then eventually into the stick there, number 9, down to the final 53 seconds here in this third quarter. Number 16 holding the ball. Furio Fusco going to pressure him to pass it along, and he does over there to number 2 over the far side. 2 passes up to the far way, gives it right back off. It's given right back off to him, though, as he's going to get her. Patrick Haney standing out at center. He's that's kind of giving watch there and being guarded as well. That is new, as we did not see Interborough High School really surround any Conwell Egan players that were standing back behind the play. This one fired towards the net, skipped along, deflected, and appeared along the way in. Conwell Egan looking for a call. They're not going to get it. It's going to wind up being an 8-6 game with 17 seconds to go. That one going in just to the right is Shane Morrow. Not much room between him and the post at that point. But it was able to squeeze its way past, and Conwell Egan trailing by 2. Christopher Nuzzi into the faceoff circle. Face-off one here by Interborough. Number 6 moving up with it. Nuzzi giving chase. And then a hard hit there as the players come down. But then that one's going to be done on a flag with 5 seconds to go. And it is Interborough High School with it. 2 seconds and 1. And we'll end the quarter here on a flag. And as we go into the 4th, Conwell Egan, well, they'll have a guy in the penalty box as they trail by 2. back here. Final quarter to play here at Conwell Egan High School is 8-6, 12 minutes to go. That was a pushing call at the end of the quarter. So Conwell Egan this time going to go from left to right, as if you were watching on television. Interborough with that 2-goal lead. All the baseball games canceled this afternoon for Conwell Egan. They will make up their games tomorrow. There will be no broadcast of those baseball games tomorrow, yet Conwell Egan will highlight the softball game as the girls will play tomorrow beginning at 3:45. There also will be no flag football broadcast tomorrow either, as that is a last minute change to our schedule. And with that change, why we said there's no baseball broadcast, we'll see if there is a crew available. All right, to go. Conwell Egan down here right now as this ball set back in. Not only down, but they're down the man as well. This one set to the left of the goaltender. It's number 2 with control. Number 2 flings it back out to 16. 16 takes a long shot that ricochets wide and out of play. 11:45 here. Moving up there with the ball now from back behind the net is number 4. He gives us back off to 16. 16 fires this one across there to the far side. Holding, waiting, gives it back to 16. 16 dishes it along down the near way to number 4. 4 just casually pokes this one ahead, and it accidentally goes in on Morrow, but he'll take that as he just fires this one ahead. And talk with the cold weather out here, a baseball broadcast booth doesn't sound bad right now. As the ball is moved up there at the far side, it is Conwell Egan gaining control, then it's eventually intercepted there by number 7 as Patrick Haney was back there as well, but he's unable to get a stick on it. Moving up now with it now and gaining control is number 10 for Interborough. They just crossed into the Conwell Egan end, taking a couple whacks of a stick there, and this one bounces in on Morrow, and Morrow unable to gain full control, but then eventually is able to gather and scoop this one up. Morrow fires it ahead, but right into Interborough. Interborough moving up with it. They get another shot off that's kicked to side. Moving up there with it is number 2, and then this one eventually knocked out on him, and that allowed Conwell Egan to move up with it. We see a delay call here. The flags were thrown as we saw a delay by Interborough High School. Sorry about that.
Yeah, only a minute and a half into this fourth quarter, but we've seen Interborough High School put 3 or 4 shots on Shane Morrow already, and I think this last 10 minutes is going to really be a testament to see how good Shane can keep his composure and keep his head in it and just eat the shots that come at him and then give his Eagles the best chance to come out on top of this lacrosse game.
As long as he plays smart, as long as he's confident like he is when he's behind the mic for a basketball broadcast or in the classroom when he's doing his schoolwork, he'll be just fine. A shot coming off here is easily grabbed there by Interborough. And then it's Interborough moving up with it now over the far side with exactly 10 minutes to go here in the game. It is a battle for it as the ball came loose after Conwell Egan allowed Interborough to cross into their own end, and now a stoppage of play, the ball going out of bounds, and it's going back now in the opposite direction. So the Eagles with it. This one fired ahead. It skipped along. Gaspar called for the ball, unable to gain full control. But then it's eventually given off now to Balger. Balger sent it all the way across the Logan Parade. It goes off on a deflection. And it will be Egan's ball still. Referee over at the near side, overriding the referee over at the far side, who originally went with Interborough, but the referee saying no, is that it was deflected along the way. Eagles are moving back in with it with 9:33 to go. They have it along the far side. They're racing towards that, trying to get themselves out in the middle. They get a shot off. A rebound and score! 8-7, and that one off of Gaspari's stick. A screen that eventually did not go. Bounced back off to him, and it finds its way to the back of the net to put his team within 1.
Hey, great shot, great goal by Gaspar. We've seen him play down in this near side corner of the goal very often. We were I don't know about you, Con, but I was just waiting for him to get one because I kind of had a feeling Gaspari was getting one with the way he was playing and positioning himself.
Yeah, he's been very close all afternoon, and now you find that one that makes its way into the back of the net. And just like that, Conwell Egan really back into this one after it looked like it was going to be an afternoon that was going to frustrate this team for a long time. And while they made some mistakes, it's going to be easy to learn from and push back out with it. It is Egan with the ball as they race it towards the net again, but they had that one checked aside. But then Egan gathered another shot by Gaspari that's going to go wide. Trying to go for a 2 there, but that one blocked over at the far way. 9:14 to go. Egan out with control. This one giving off to Logan Parade back out about 30 feet away from the net. Sent over now to the far side there to Balger. Balger holding with 8:59 to go here. She's giving his team some direction. His team trailing by 1 in the fourth quarter. That one giving off to Logan Parade. Logan Parade firing this one to the right of the goaltender. Moving in with it now is Conwell Egan. It was Gaspari. Gaspari gives it back off in the middle, and that one finds its way in, and it's a tie lacrosse game. 8:42. The baseball side will be there for a second one to come out of that goal. 8-8 our score. 8:42. A nice shot there. Balger with the goal there. And we see Eli Stewart enter into this game into the face-off circle now with his team all tied up at 8. Not hard to miss Eli out there with his pink cleats. As the face-off is won here by Interborough. It's number 6 with it. Number 6 just dishes it ever so slightly across as he goes off on the change. Gathering a holding there. It's number 16 with 8:28 to go. This one giving off now to number 2 along the near way. 2 looking, waiting for a full change to come in. He finally gets that change and he'll finally pass it back across before he gets it back once more. Number 2 moving up now to the near side. He's waiting as to the left of the goaltender. Dancing around, skips this one in, and that one finds its way into the back of the net. And it's 9-8. So just like that, we see Interborough High School go back on top. Eli Stewart back into the face-off circle. And a face-off technicality that's going to allow Conwell Egan to gain control. So Stewart off. Eagles moving up with it. It is number 11, Balger, that has it knocked this side. Number 16 with it. He just kicks this one across the turf for the stick. He gets it back along to the near side. He's being guarded there by 23 for Egan. The 16 moving up with it, sends this one across, and he got a little too far away from his intended target. That rolls back out along the other side. So that one's going to stop the clock with 7:47 to go. Egan down by 1. Referee giving some directions to all the players over there. Now they're cleared to play now. Not too sure what that was about as we see Interborough dish this one back in. The clock moving again. Interborough with the ball. Yeah, back behind the net. It's number 5 that's just carrying it along the way. They try to bring it along to the near side. Walker out through center. He's crossing into Interborough far side. Eventually sent towards in net. But it's intercepted and then skipping across along the near way. And then eventually sent out. with 7:08 to go.
You having some difficulties with that iPad?
This one brought back down the other way. Interborough with it. They fired this one along, but it's kicked aside there by Morrow. He's able to block that one with 9-8 with 6:48 to go. Number 9 has it. It will flick along. It's going off to number 2. Number 2 waiting. He has nothing far away. He's trying to dance in, but he's pushed back out. And a whistle did stop play. But it'll be Interboro's ball. Interborough with it over at the far side. Number 2 moving up with it. He has it back behind the net now. And he's continuing to hold with 6:04 to go. He's trying to come back out the near side, gets back out in front, and there's a shot that finds its way in. And it is 10-8.
And you can see Shane Morrow down there on the ground looking like he's hurt. I don't know what that's about, but he looked to be shaken up before that shot on goal. And I don't know if he got hit on that play or not, but that might have just made things worse for the Eagles here as they're down 2 with 6 minutes to go.
Yeah, Morrow hunched over a little bit with pain right now. And with that, we'll take a quick break here on your Eagle Eye Network. All right, Morrow's okay. Face off, ready to go. And moving up with us there now is Interborough High School, but Conwell Egan able to interrupt the play momentarily as they now trail by 2. Walker trying to get the ball. Well, it's Interborough with it, and then it's eventually going to go in the opposite direction as that one went out. They're on Interborough High School. 5:42 gains control. There's number 23. He tried to fire this one along, but his stick was hit along the way, so that allows number 16 for Interborough to come back up with it now. Interborough has it. They fire it. Morrow down to 1 knee, gathers the ball, and brings this one back out. Shane looking okay there after the first shot on him, after the discomfort on that last play. Conwell Egan at the far side. It's knocked away there from Logan Parade. Ball bouncing around there down on the turf for 5:20 to go. Conwell Egan trailing by 2 here. It's 10-8 as we enter into this later half of the fourth quarter. It is Conwell Egan with it, though. They go down hard over at the far side. No flag as we see this ball along the near side there. Now there is a flag down on the field. This one is fired along to the near way and then eventually set back up, but then all the way through and then gaining control. Here's Interborough, but a whistle will stop play with the late flag on the play. 4:57 to go. It'll be number 9 for Interborough that is going to take the penalty here. A slashing call over the far side. Conwell Egan with it. Patrick Haney sends this one along. Gives off to the right goaltender. Going to send it back down behind the net. It's in the X mark. They're going to come out now the other way. It is over the far side. Get off the Logan Parade back in the middle. Going to go back to the far side. Taking the shot and then rather holding there is Bulger. And eventually
back out now. The logo parade is out through center. His team trailing by 2. They have an advantage for 35 seconds. Haney to the right of the goaltender. It's given off there. Sidearm this one along out through center. And then it's eventually skipped along. And then gathered in over the far side there by Balger is Ailing. Sent that one to him. 4:18 to go. This one fired across. It's given off. Egan looking to get an open area and an open side. They give it back off now to Logan Parade. Parade brings along now to the near side of Patrick Haney. Haney having trouble controlling the ball. Gets it off to Ailing. Ailing gets it back. Tries to bounce it back along to Haney. But they blocked it side. And there goes the shot there by Gaspar. You picked it up off the turf and went with a quick shot that went wide. And that's back to normal. The cross now with 3:55 to go. Great, trying to gather this one off the turf, but it's going to be Interborough that's going to come up with it the other way. They cross into Conwell Egan's end. They're moving up. They fire ball along down the near side. Number 5 sends a bouncer in that's blocked by Shane and Held as he flings this one out. A nice play there. Disrupted there. It's number 9 over on the far side, and then a stoppage here. And it will be a timeout. So with that timeout, I'll take a timeout here on your Eagle Eye Network with 3:31 to go in the final quarter to play.
Yeah, I don't know what my iPad's doing. I can't hear you.
Yeah, it's okay. I can't always hear you either, but it's working.
Yeah.
You good?
Yeah.
You don't have to go? Then want your parents waiting for you.
Oh, no, I'm good.
Don't need to be pissing off any parents today. Oh, I got something at the store on the way home.
I got to stop at home on the way home.
You too.
Oh, I'm so excited to go home.
What happened?
I'm so excited to go home. My bed has never felt more far away right now. Never thought I'd be missing my bed this much.
We'll talk about baseball when they come back. We'll talk about the broadcast that we did the other day and what they need to do to secure and win tomorrow.
Perfect.
You got that?
Yeah. And I heard you talking about if you need someone to do baseball tomorrow, I'll do it.
Well, if you want it, you can have it.
By myself?
I don't know.
That'd be lit.
See if G don't want to do it. You probably would have been down for it. Back here, 3:31 to go here in the fourth quarter. And as we said, we are back behind the mic tomorrow. It'll be softball as well as baseball. Tuck, we had that baseball game. Maybe the selection needs to be a little bit better. I'm not too sure who that comes from, but it would be beneficial to change a few things up tomorrow afternoon. Another cold day tomorrow, so that I'm sure is going to affect the play of Conwell Egan. And we have an injured player appearing out there. Can't really see who it is as they're gathered around.
Who's
But
11?
with that, we'll take a break here on your Eagle Eye Network.
Uh-oh.
Is that who's down?
Uh-oh. Yeah, it's Sander.
Can't afford to have both of them now.
Oh, no. If it wasn't for them, our team would be...
Okay, just call it. I'm cold. Do I go to our sponsors one more time? Do I or do I not?
Yeah, pick your favorite ones.
Hero Conwell Egan.
Do like Wawa, Curly's. I can't believe we got a Curly sponsorship, dude. That's impressive.
Once again, I'd like to give a quick shout out to all of our sponsors sponsoring our Spirit Night: Curly's, Chick-fil-A, Raising Cane's, Giovanni's Pickles, Carrabba's in Ben Salem, Olive Garden, Oxford Valley, Champs Pizza, Wawa, Anthony's Pizza, and Bailey's Bar and Grill. We thank you for supporting our school and continuing to show why Catholic education is a vital part of our community. It was Balger who went down with the injury. He's off. And it is Inner Barrow back with the ball now as they bring it back out. It's number 2 just to the left of Shane Morrow with 2:55 to go. He's going to try to keep the ball away from Egan as much as possible as he seems down by 2. But Furio Fusco able to gain control now as that one sent quickly ahead. But that one skipped off of the helmet there of Gaspari as it took a wicked bounce. And then eventually sent back up, but then intercepted there by Fusco again. Fusco moving up with the ball along down to the near side. He's waiting. Sidearms this one ahead there to Logan Parate. Logan Parate moving up down along near side. He's running ahead. He's checked off, but he still has control of the ball. Back out through center. Drops it momentarily down to the turf. Tries to fire this one towards the net. It's given off there to Gaspari. Gaspari tries to get his shot off. That's blocked aside. And then it's eventually gathered by the goaltender, but the ball comes loose again. Rain falling once again here at Conwell Egan High School down to the final 2 minutes. 10-8. And a ball that goes out of bounds back behind the net. 2:04 here. Gaining control there is Conwell Egan. The ball's along now the far side. Back into this game is Balger. And it's eventually brought back along the near way to Logan Parade. Logan Parade passes this one up into the corner. And trying to move out of danger there is Conwell Egan. And it was Gaspari. Gaspari trying to get it back out in front to Balger. Balger able to get it after losing it momentarily, then loses again off of a stick check, but then it's eventually got her back into his stick. He fires this one towards net, and that one is blocked by the goaltender down to the final 90 seconds here in the fourth quarter. This one is sent ahead now. It's number 16 with it. 16 has it along the near side. He dances just across into Conwell Egan's end with 1:18 to go, and another stoppage here. And the ball is going to come back out now the other way. Unable to lock the ball in there was Inner Barrow. Logan Parate with control now. Great. Moving along the near side, takes a couple of checks. He runs up fast. He has it. He's moving ahead. He cradles that one along. And he's waiting. He's just down in front of the goaltender. Tries to get a shot off, but it's blocked inside. Down to the final minute. Egan down by 2. Gaspari with it now. Gaspari with 2 goals. Takes his shot that's kicked aside. Down to the final minute as its clock stops at 57 seconds. I checked that Gaspari with 1 goal this afternoon. We'll give it back off to Gaspari. Gaspari has it. He's holding. He's waiting. He ladles this one out in front, but it's over the head there. Balger, who's showing some frustration after coming back onto the field with it after the injury. Christopher Nuzzi back out there as well over at the far side. Rain falling a little bit harder here at Conwell Egan down to the final 40 seconds to go. Is holding the ball there. It's given off there to Gaspari. Gaspari sends this one along and scores. That one was set out wide and ringing it in there was Kutzner, and it's a 10-9 game with 33 seconds. Tuck, it's time to play a quick play to try to tie this one up. What are you doing if you're Conwell Egan to get yourself back into this game?
You game? If I'm Conwell Egan with 33 seconds left, I'm sending Christopher Nuzzi out there and trying to win the tip-off or the face-off, whatever this is called. Face-off, my apology. I'm sending Nuzzi out there to win us a face-off and send us an angular pass left or right, either down to Bauer or Gaspari. And I think along with Jake and Nuzzi, Bauer and Gaspari right now have been our only sorts of offense today. So I would just try to get the ball into one of my star players' hands as fast and as safe as possible and really just let one of them go to work and see what they please with 30 seconds left.
I will see what Egan has up their sleeves here with 30 3 seconds to go. Sorry for a little bit of background noise. We had to adjust the headsets here once more to protect it from the new rainfall. And in the face-off circle is not Nuzzy. I can't see who it is, but it was Furio Fusco, who does not get the face-off. Interborough High School does. They lose it over Conwell Egan's end, but then they're able to gain control. Number 16 is going to try to position himself back behind the net, and he's able to do so. Taking a slap there, but it's blocked aside, and eventually down to 10 seconds, down to 8. Conwell Egan trying to gain control as this ball skips back out, down to the final 5 as the ball goes out of play with 3.9 seconds to go. It's going to be Egan's ball, but they're going to have to move quick. They fired this one ahead, and unfortunately, they will lose the game here this afternoon, a final score of 10-9. So even with a loss here this afternoon, there was a lot of great opportunities, a lot of great things that came out of this game. What do you think the most positive thing was for Egan this afternoon?
I think the most positive thing for Egan this afternoon was, even though we let up 10 goals, I think Shane Morrow, with Michael Saggs leaving in a year, I think Shane Morrow is a really good bright point for this Conwell Egan lacrosse team. You could tell he was confident for the most part until Interborough started laying on the goals, and I feel for him there. There's nothing you can really do after a certain point, because it's not just you. You're only the goalie. You have a defense that was making mistakes. You have an offense who couldn't really get the ball through until the midway through the third quarter. So I think all around there's some spots that need to be patched up. Hopefully, like we mentioned earlier, Vincent Tullio's injury isn't too serious, leaving him out for too long. And happy to see Mike Saggs come in for the next game next week.
All right, we thank you for joining us here on your Eagle Eye Radio Network here at Conwell Egan High School. I'm Dan Connor, Tucker Cook. Have a good night.
We're getting heat. Where'd you put our bin? Do I need a seat or something on here?
Just be quiet. I think I'll shut it off. All right. Ready?